You ready, Bucky?
Yep. You all set?
Okay. Okay, I'll take the lead until we vote chair and vice chair. Okay. Good evening. I'd like to open the public hearing for a liquor license renewal for Uncle Kippy's. Everybody should have one in their packets. George and Sonia are here tonight. We had 17 with questions.
We had first page, location, with street address, and all we had to do that, so we had to get the address of that.
Okay.
Number two.
Yep. George or Sonia, can we get the number?
What, street address? Says it on this
It's
one.
on
It's on this
Not
one,
there.
on mine.
online as well.
It's on this one.
What about this?
It's on this one, right? Number two, is this name and address? Yeah, right there.
You get the 170 Main Street.
Oh, so you give me the copy of the old one.
Okay.
And 17,
17.
didn't have a description yet.
Okay, so that would be inside.
This has got one in here, says ABC right here. It says detail, and they won't accept. The detail has to coincide with the map that's on the back. If they don't, and they come down and they don't coincide, they'll write them up for it. So that's, I just trying to prevent any problems in the
Just
future.
an occupancy piece.
Yeah.
So this one isn't good enough, you're saying?
The,
That
the
goes with
diagram
that.
is good, but number 17.
But you can't say see diagram or just see that. They want it in both places identical, what you're having.
17?
Yeah, number 7 says describe in detail, and it doesn't really have details, it's pretty vague what's in there.
80-seat family restaurant,
Right.
that's not good enough?
It
You
should
always
say
told, I
that
don't
they're,
understand why it isn't now.
they changed the laws, George.
I was
I
not
went,
notified.
well, we weren't notified. The only reason I was notified is because I went to a workshop and they had somebody from the liquor agency there. And they explained these things, and they're trying to get us to catch these for them.
So you want pictures of
So,
the tables?
no, we don't need pictures, all we need is, when they're saying the detail, they should be saying that they will be in the dining area and at the counter. Because, and not in the kitchen area or the takeout area, it should be just saying that they're gonna be, the liquor will be in the dining area and at the counter. That's all we gotta do is just add that to the description, that's all.
And the diagram, is that still all right?
The diagram's fine. It's just that they have to coincide with each other. And it's like a lot of things that's happening in the state. They're doing cutbacks, they're putting a lot more responsibility on us to try to catch the things for them. And I don't want them coming down and giving them a fine for it not being done because we didn't help them out. We knew about it, so that's all. Just want to make sure.
Yeah, what kind of room is it?
Just gotta catch it here now and have problems later.
Right. And that was one of the reasons too why the selectmen voted to adopt a liquor license policy. So that would give us time to get these applications ahead of time. So if there are any issues, we can work with the business owner to get them ironed out. Because the last thing we want to do is see the expiration date expire before the selectmen have a chance to act on it. Any issues, any other issues or concerns?
Does this then go through I mean, approval with us, but approval through the state prior to, so we know that the adjustment made on 17 is fine, and
If they've had one before, they'll just renew it. If somebody comes down and does their inspection and they don't coincide, that's when they're gonna pick it up.
but there's no one saying, at some point going, yeah, that's good. I mean, I know just theoretically, they could still come down.
Oh, yeah. And the chances of them probably coming down is probably slim to none because of the cutbacks, but
Right.
if by chance they do, we want to avoid the situation and help them out so that they don't get into the situation that they're fine because it wasn't in detail. And that includes like if they have an outside picnic area and the alcohol could be taken out there, you have to have it out there as well as a deck or anything like that. It can't, so we just wanna make sure it's all in detail.
George?
Yeah, I just have a couple of comments. It bothers me to think that I have to come down here when I work day. I've been doing this for 20-odd years. I've never had one complaint. I've never had a police officer on my premises. And like this, and I can understand if I had problems and junking and people and all stuff like that. I called the state and I said, am I required to go there? They said, not unless it's in your ordinance, you guys make some kind of a rule or law that says I have to.
It is in the policy enacted by the selectmen to have the owner here, and that is basically, if there are any questions
I
or
understand that.
concerns and you're not here,
Yep.
then they wouldn't be able to act on it.
Well, I understand that also. I had to go to Elvis today, she had an appointment. It lasted twice as long. I went to try to push it. I was supposed to look at an ice machine, so I stopped using the eye. And I had to wait for the guy. I couldn't get to see that, and I had to drive like hell to get down here. And I had to close my restaurant a little while ago because I got a problem up there that I wanted to go take care of. I mean, it all happened at once and stuff like that. But I just don't see the need. You know, I fill the papers out like this, and something you gotta know, the liquor inspectors, there's no such thing anymore. I haven't seen one in years. They put it over to the state police, and the state police refused it. And so they gave it to the deputy sheriff, and I've seen one of them in the last 4 years. So, I mean, I guess the town's gonna have to police it. I don't know who the hell's gonna do it. But I'm saying, I just don't see, you know, I understand your point of view, but I just don't understand why, you know, something like this. I asked the state, and they said, you need 3 selectmen signatures, and that's all you need.
Well, the
That's
other thing,
all I know.
yeah, the other thing you could do too, George, is, if you are having a conflict with your schedule, you could designate somebody.
Well,
You know, ahead of time,
That's what
you
that's
could
what
send somebody down
John,
that
that's
could
what I
answer
said.
it.
And my, the guy that's working, that's running the place right now, called me while I was on the road. He said that you called and said that if I wouldn't have I wouldn't get my license. Now, if you can make enough of me, then make it me, not the main employees.
Okay.
But that's what I'm upset about. I'm also upset because I had to close the damn place right now, and they gotta go back and go to work. But I mean, you know, I've never had any problem with my liquor license, knock on wood. Never have, and I don't think I will. There's no, I don't let anybody get drunk in there or cause it or do anything like that. If anybody's gonna do it, it's me, but I'll do it on off hours. I just wanted to let you know how I felt, that's all.
And we took that into consideration when we did the policy, George, and if you're gonna do it for one establishment, require them to come in, you
Of
have to do it
course.
for all, so that
I
was the
can
reason why I
understand
had
if
to
you're
do
brand
it.
new and you come in the first time, sit down and go through the stuff, what you're gonna do and what you're not gonna do. But if you have no problems and everything's going the way it's supposed to go, why, you know, I just don't see it. It's just a waste of my time and probably yours too.
I would just hate to think it's the one time that you don't do it.
Right.
Miraculously, you know, kind of Murphy's Law or something shows
Yeah.
up and we had a problem, and in this case, we fixed it, so
Yep.
that's a good thing.
Any other comments?
I'll make a motion, we adjourn the public hearing.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to adjourn the public hearing. All in favor? Come from the Selectmen's meeting. And the first item is going to be to nominate and vote for a chairman for the upcoming year, and nominate and vote for a vice chair.
Make a motion to
ask Carol Dennison if she would like to become the new chairman of this board.
Second.
Motion and second. Any comment? Any other nominations?
Yes or no? I'm deferring to you, Joanne.
I don't want any part of it.
Okay, at this point in time, I'd like to ask for a vote. All in favor? No opposed. So at this time, return the gavel over to Carol, and she can seek nominations for a vice chair.
We have any nominations for vice chair?
I'd like to move for Dan Wagner to be vice chair.
I'll second. We have a vote. All in favor?
Any discussion?
Oh, sorry. Discussion?
Okay.
All in favor? So the opposed.
Excuse me, I don't mean to interrupt, are you finished with us?
We
We're
are.
gonna vote on it right now.
Yeah, we're gonna vote on it
Now
right
it's the
now.
first order of
So to get
business.
this one out of the way.
So the first order of business is voting on
Make a
Liquor
motion to
license.
approve the liquor license for
Uncle
Uncle Kippy's Restaurant.
Second. Discussion? All in favor?
Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna pass this around for selectmen to sign.
Take it with you.
Here.
Where do we sign at the end, Betty?
At the top.
Right up here it is.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, George.
I'm gonna get to work.
Yeah,
I gotta follow you.
you pick it up tomorrow.
Sign it and-
Are you gonna want a special amusement permit to go with it?
Not really, well, yeah,
For dancing?
yes, I
For
have a
dancing.
big band there.
Yeah,
It's
okay.
not dancing, it's if they have
I
any
didn't even-
entertainment.
Stage well.
Yep.
Thank you, Joey. Thank you, Sonia.
See you guys. Yeah, I get 3 minutes. Maybe more.
So you want to do the warrants next?
Everybody got it? Got the warrants are always.
Oh, okay.
That's done in here.
Oh, good then.
Go right there.
Everybody signed.
I thought you were reading it.
No, I'm gonna, okay.
You had to.
This is the original, right?
Yes.
Ready to sign the warrants?
I make a motion to sign the warrants.
Second.
Discussion?
Always have.
Discussion? All in favor?
Now, signing the warrant is one of the most important things that we do in a meeting. Allows us to meet our expenses. In the wintertime, or if there's a storm, and for whatever reason the selectmen's meeting has to be canceled, we may, or the selectmen would meet as soon as they can to get the warrant signed. And we would post it, notify the press that we are having a selectmen's meeting.
Would someone like to make a motion to accept the minutes of the meeting July 31st, 2014?
I'll make that motion that we accept the minutes.
Second?
Discussion? All in favor? we have a motion to accept the minutes for the annual town meeting August 5th?
Make that a motion.
Second.
Second?
All in favor? Discuss.
Now we got down west, we could over.
What is it? Okay, do I have a motion to accept the annual town election, which was on August 5th? Did you get a copy of that, John?
Yeah.
Second. All in favor? Oh, we need to kick
Might be missing out.
I'm missing one of the discussions. I'll get it. All right,
Old business,
where are we?
August 5th, 2014, we had the annual town election and the annual town meeting. The results of the annual town election, we had 4 people running for a 3-year position. The candidates were Carol Dennison, Robert Foster, George Bardoni, and Daniel Wagner. Congratulations to Carol Dennison and Dan Wagner as successful. For a 1-year position, there was 2 candidates for 2 positions, Heather Lee Burns and Fred Pierce. I'd like to congratulate both Heather and Fred on being successful. On the MSAD Board of Directors, 3-year term, there was 1 candidate, Michael Evers Jenkins, and for a 2-year term, there was 1 candidate, Sonia Bailey. Congratulations to both of them. On the Budget Committee, 3-year term, Deborah Holmes ran unopposed, and on the 1-year term, Karen Burke ran unopposed. Congratulations to them. And on the Lubec Water District Trustee, David Marston ran unopposed, and he was successful. Next item that we're looking at is one Corey wants to discuss having an extension of her liquor license for Frank Stockside during the Lubec Pirate Invasion to consist of a beer tent. So, Wanda?
The state requires that if I have a temporary extension of my license, it be attached to the business. So it would be attached like on the south side of my building in that little parking area where Frank usually parks. We're gonna rope off a 12 by 12 section, and we'd like to serve beer in there from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. I had a member of the Pirate Festival Committee approach me along with another business owner on the street, and with Annabelle's closed, they were afraid the pirates weren't gonna get their grog. So they asked if I would consider opening early, which I'm gonna do, but I would like to be able to keep the dining room and the restaurant open so that it can be ready for food at 11. So in order to do that, I think the best thing for us to do is maybe do a beer tent outside, keep people contained in the roped off area and to the deck. And then I'll have the building open for bathroom only. And the state requires that I have approval from you to do that, and then they will issue me the extension.
I'd like to make that motion that we approve that for Wanda.
I'll second it.
Okay, so
Discussion.
with that approval, that would really consist of a letter from me on town letterhead
Yeah.
stating that the Board of Selectmen on this day voted to approve her application for a beer tent.
Any other further discussion?
I just wanted to ask Wanda, would it be better for you to do it down back? Like extend maybe like a roped off area from the bottom of the deck?
That's
That-
not my property back.
Oh, it's not, okay, I
I
thought,
have 8 feet off
okay,
the
I
back.
thought you owned a little bit more than that.
That's mostly on New England Aquarium.
Okay.
Is 12 by 12 going to be big enough?
I have no idea.
Your parking lot's bigger than
I
that,
don't know,
but
I
we
have
had,
a
we
big
had to
deck
measure it.
too. I mean, they can shrink on the deck.
Just grab it and take it to the deck.
Oh,
They
okay.
can.
Yeah, okay. I'm just thinking about you and parking, that's all.
I mean, if it rains, then we'll open our building, let them come inside
Yeah.
and drink, but we would rather just
Yeah, keep
not
them
have to
outside.
redo, clean everything in order to open up for food at 11.
You think even that 9 to 11, maybe rope that back stairwell, so they can
Well, we're gonna have,
stay on the same level before the grog starts kicking in.
we're gonna put a post at every exit and entrance to the deck, you know, no alcohol beyond this point, and they'll also be staffed with a person to stay, you know, you've got to stay on the deck or in the roped off area.
Mhm.
I'm saying your side and front is easy access, the back one could be a tumble.
Oh, yes,
Yeah.
it could be.
Any further discussion? All in favor?
Can I say one other thing? Thank you guys all for doing this, because I know often it's a thankless job, and it's hard, and you have to make hard decisions, and I, for one, appreciate that you stepped up to the task, so thank you.
Thank you
for saying so.
Thank you, honey.
Authorization of bank accounts, and I'm not sure what that is.
Okay, basically it's the, on the bank accounts, who has permission to seek funds, seek information. Typically, I would be authorized to get information on the town accounts, but I'm not authorized to withdraw funds, as part of the checks and balance. Randy is treasurer, to have the authorization to withdraw. Betty is deputy treasurer, have authorization to withdraw. And we would be asking for permission for that,
As well as 2 board members.
and 2 board members.
Checking account is set up so it requires 2 signatures for every check when we do that. So even though Randy and I are in the office, we try not to do that, try to have at least one of us in the office and 1 board member to do that. There are on occasions that we can't, so it gives us the opportunity to do that, but that's a policy that we have in place in this office, that it's 1 person from the office and each 1 board member.
Nice check and balance.
Would somebody like to volunteer and do that on the floor?
And typically, we've had the chair and the vice chair, that's the signatures.
I'll make that a motion.
All in favor?
Be careful which boy, girls are born.
Do you have to say something for that?
Did you second?
Fred.
Sorry.
So
Okay,
what
I
we're
was
gonna
trying to
need
get all
from
the names in then and I missed one.
what we're gonna need from the signatures is you're gonna have to have a piece of paper with, and put 3 signatures on it. And then that would go to, somebody who would make the stamp.
Yeah, we won't make you sign all these checks. So before you leave tonight, I have that, or if you want to stop by tomorrow to do that, it's entirely up to you, because we have several signature cards for all of our accounts that needs to be done as well.
Seems easier to do it tomorrow.
I'll see you tomorrow then.
Next item is the order of municipal officers, and what this is that unpaid tax receipts are applied to the oldest unpaid amount. So if you have somebody who comes in and puts money on their tax bill, automatically it goes to the oldest account. If I'm 2 years behind and I want to pay this year's taxes, I could not. It would go to the oldest amount. So we need to approve it from the selectmen for that.
Do we have a motion to approve that the tax receipts come in and go to the oldest paid amount?
I make that a motion.
Second.
All in discussion? All in favor?
I mean, and basically on that, it's, the oldest accounts are the ones that would be in most danger of going into a foreclosure. So it's just to try to get that from there.
Thanks for coming.
Thank you.
Thank you all.
can be.
You all set? Next item is the order of municipal officers authorizing weekly B&B disbursements.
Do I have a motion to accept that we take weekly disbursements?
Motion to accept.
Second.
Do I have a second? Discussion?
The reason why we do it is, obviously, we set up a warrant system to pay every 2 weeks. State would like to have their money every week. So we made this a law, so that we have to get it signed by the selectmen in order to do that.
We'll base
So what would happen is, on Thursday, either Carol or Dan would stop by, and we usually try to have one person responsible for that, because we have to do that warrant. The requirement is only one selectman has to pay it in order for us to issue that one check. And then when you guys approve the warrants on your regular selectmen's meeting, that would be included then with just one signature on it.
Did we make a motion to accept that?
You made the
We did.
motion, second, that was
Second.
discussion.
All in favor?
Sorry, you said that's every Thursday.
What time do you want, just before the meeting or just to be 10 business hours?
Well, meeting, you're gonna be here anyways when you sign it evening, but it's the off Thursday, so Randy usually has it.
Oh, the off
noon
Thursday,
time,
sure.
right. So the two of you can make your decision which one you want to be responsible, so no need both of you coming in. And next week I'm on vacation, so it won't be done. Get 2 weeks, we have to deal with it.
But you're saying by noon time?
He usually has it done, well, I give it to him by 9:30, and he has it done within a
I'm
half
thinking if you
hour.
want, I could probably take care of that being at the school. So during my
Right.
break, I can pop up.
Perfect.
Okay,
Okay, Dan's
sound
doing
good?
it.
Mhm.
So the next order is appointees for boards and committees. And I think we all got a sheet on this.
Appointees. The appointees are going to be for 1 year unless stated. Town Administrator John Sutherland, Treasurer Randy Campbell, Tax Collector Randy Campbell, Town Clerk Betty Case, Register of Voters Betty Case.
Actually, the register of voters, that one, I always put it on the list. State requirement has to be done by January 1st, so we usually do this one in December. But it is one that will have to be done, and it is a 2-year term.
Overseer of the Poor Randy Campbell. Emergency Agent to the Overseers of the Poor Suzette Francis. Assessor Agent Jim Clark. Fire Chief, he's elected by the Fire Department, then appointed by the Selectmen. The Fire Department elected Robert Hood. Assistant Fire Chief, he's elected by the Fire Department and appointed by the Selectmen. Errol Bunky Tinker. Code Enforcement Officer Jim Clark. Washington County Emergency Medical Services Director John Sutherland. Washington County Emergency Medical Services Alternate Director Joanne Case. Harbor Master Gary Brown. Assistant Harbor Master Stephen Tinker. Animal Control Officer Gary Brown. Licensed Plumbing Inspector Anthony Canone. Emergency Management Director John Sutherland. Emergency Management Assistant Director is open. There was discussion from the workshop by the Washington County Council of Governments. There should be 2 people to back up the director. Is this something that the selectmen want to do? People who should not be considered are the fire chief, assistant fire chief, health officer, harbor master, assistant harbor master, ambulance personnel, etc. As in the event of emergency, they would have other duties to care for. Marion Transfer Station Board of Director, Michael Scrivani, he is interested. Marion Transfer Station Alternate Board of Director, would be an opening for a selectman. Planning Board, Marilyn Ness, term would be for 3 years. Assistant member of the Planning Board, Rachel Rubier and Chairman Yates. Board of Appeals, Nancy Bagley and Peter Boyce, and there is an opening for a 3rd. This cannot be a selectman. Health Officer, Gary Brown. Harbor Board Committee, Michael Scrivani, Sean Karikoff, Gregory McConnell, and Peter Boyce. Last year, Mike Scrivani was the selectman appointee. We have an opening on the Harbor Board.
Stephen Tinker is interested in that.
We need to have a selectman on this board.
He needs to be a
We
selectman.
don't have one now?
No.
And Stephen would be going anyways with being the deputy harbor master.
Okay. Right.
Budget committee, this is an elected position, but since nobody ran, we'll need to appoint one person. Shellfish warden, Gary Brown. Shellfish committee, Dennis Huckins, Mike Scrivani, Ronald Sullivan. Last year, Mike Scrivani was the selectman appointee, he is willing to stay on the shellfish committee. Revolving loan committee, Peter Boyce, William Corey, Cecil Moores. John Sutherland is the administrator. We have an opening for a selectman appointee, and I've been talking to Betty Case, and I'd like to nominate Betty Case as the other revolving loan committee member. We also had a talk with Doug Hollingsworth, our auditor, and Betty's position as town clerk and deputy treasurer would not create an issue with our auditor. CDBG Town Improvement Committee, Peter Boyce, Julie O'Brien, Rachel Rubier, Denise Rule, and John Sutherland, as long as the selectman appointee. Municipal Facilities Committee, Ricky Bradley, Heather Lee, Joe Piscaldo, John Sutherland, Dan Wagner. Dan or Heather could be the selectman appointee. Recycling Committee, David Aldrich, Peter Boyce, Renee Gray, Ken Moores, Rachel Rubier, Mike Scrivani, last year was the selectman appointee. And the Harvest Towels, Karen Baker, Roberta Cantlon, Virginia Morano, Lavina Wormel, and Doris Skull. The 4th of July, we'll need to appoint in the future. And the pirate invasion has already been done for this year with Jennifer Brown, Shirley Brown, Ruby Brown, and Michelle Farmer.
Do you have enough copy of that?
Do you know if they selected meetings this evening? Do you have any vote on this or what?
If you want to put your names down, that's fine. If you want to wait and add it to the next meeting, that would be fine.
Anybody have any preference to sit on a committee?
I'd be interested in budget.
You're already on the budget.
You're already on the budget committee as a selectman.
Oh, good for me.
I'd like to sit on the town improvement committee. No one has any objection? Yes.
The revolving loan issue here?
Are you interested in?
Yeah.
Okay.
Fred, are you,
Can I get a nomination for Betty Case for the revolving loan?
We'll do all these at the end, once we
Yeah.
get these all done, we can do it at one point.
that's what I was
Right,
saying.
well, that's why I'm trying
I did it
to
once.
fill the names in there.
I
Yeah.
put that in there, Dan.
Yep.
Fred, were you thinking of this
Revolving loan, that's what you wanted?
recycling,
Yeah.
maybe?
Yeah, I would consider that.
You would consider recycling? What about you, Heather?
We'll do a very special commentary 3D version of the recycling.
Count. It just would help
Did we do
people
shellfish?
learn how to do that.
No? You interested?
No?
Didn't we have someone on the budget committee that was elected?
Okay. Yeah, we had two positions that were elected,
So we have.
but we have an opening. I had a conversation with Kathy Arrington. She is interested for the budget committee, and Heather, did you say you had a conversation with?
Well, Wanda Matthews expressed willingness, and I've recently, since I talked to you, learned that Larry Jones might be interested, but I haven't been able to make contact with him.
And this is one you don't have to do tonight, she does want to do it on this
Right,
until
so I think we
probably February.
should wait on that one and see who comes forward.
Do we have somebody interested in the shellfish committee?
You might not know shellfish.
What's that?
Okay.
I was gonna say proficient in minutes.
They're both there.
Well, you can be the asterisk on that.
Okay, I'll be the asterisk on the municipal facility.
Who did we do for the,
I think
Harvard board?
What's that?
You did the Harvard board?
No, not yet.
No, people thought it might have been a conflict of interest for me, or I used to go to all the meetings anyway, but I don't wanna be.
I think it
up
makes
to-
sense for you to do it.
Yeah,
That's my opinion.
pardon me?
I think it makes sense for you to do it.
I could recuse myself in any vote that requires approval of my
Money.
being in the marina, because I already have a 5-year lease, so there's no renewal of that. You don't have,
There's no, I mean,
I do know a lot,
reason why she can't, is there,
I
Betty?
am sitting there 24 hours a day pretty much.
There, you gotta remember, it's, the harbor board is part of the building and the ramps and the marina down there, and her business and being sitting on the selectmen kind of is a conflict. She would have to recluse herself more than she could contribute.
Well, there's the
That's,
commercial pier, and there's the whole mooring issues. Anything to do with the marina building pretty much has been decided right now. I do agree with you, but we do already have a lease in place. We have a memorandum of agreement for 20 years. The dock hasn't shown up yet, and if there is a conflict, I would be glad to recluse myself for the.
I just know right now that, I know we've got the grants going with this and the
Mhm.
repairs.
We don't have to.
We're talking every single day on this, which you would have to recluse yourself.
Do we have to vote on every time there's a expenditure? I didn't think I had anything to do with that.
No, but it goes through the meetings, they should be discussing all of that.
You mean the bids on the?
No.
The bids come, I'd have to be.
Bids, right.
Yeah.
And the bids are coming through here,
Mhm.
so
I'll do it.
it's a
I'll
hard
do it.
call.
I'll do it.
Joanne?
Yeah, I'll do it.
Okay, well, you're CDBG.
Yes.
Yes. Okay, we have nothing on the shellfish?
Heather,
What?
I did harbor, you can do shellfish.
I think it's really important we fill these secondary emergency spots though.
Well, the Shellfish Committee, I mean, they're an active group. I know the last couple of years, I've really seen that group merge into a force. They do a lot of work, they do a lot of conservation work. And of course, you know, right now with the clam price being up, I mean, they're able to get that reward. Last time I talked, we had over 80 shellfish harvesters in Lubec.
Commercial.
Commercial. So that is a very large employer, probably our largest one. So it's a very important committee, and they do a lot of important work.
Clean up the beaches.
Actually, that's one that the state has decided they won't consider it conservation hours, no clean beaches.
Yeah. Well, what do they do when they do their confiscation?
So
Their
on
hours.
on that one, do we need another person plus a select person?
Yes.
I mean, you know, that other person could come out of a shellfish meeting, where they would announce that they have an opening on that committee,
Right, they can do their own.
and, you know, somebody
can
could
find
rise out of
somebody.
that group.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no pun intended. Coming out of their shell. Thank you.
Good
know
one, Dan.
Thank you for that
I
quick look
like
at
that.
Alright.
He's interested for the board of review.
That's the first one of many, just so you know, as the years go on.
How often does the Board of Appeals
10 years
active?
I've been here? None.
Never.
So that would be, doesn't have to be a selectman then, but.
It can't be a
Cannot
selectman.
be a
Yes, what?
I mean, if somebody has an issue with a planning board decision or a selectman decision, they could appeal it to the Board of Appeals. So if you're a selectman and you're sitting on the Board of Appeals, that doesn't give them a fair chance. So it has to be somebody who's not on either board.
JD, how about you? You'd be good on the Board of Appeals.
Be a conflict.
It would not be a conflict.
Not if they never meet.
They haven't met in 20 years. Put your name down there.
No, I decline.
Anything else the fine gentlemen in the room would like to
I would
contribute
move.
at all?
Doing the emergency-
I'm talking to you, Joe.
He's already on one, he's already on one.
None of these meet Wednesdays at 7:30. During the summer.
Down there. No.
Joe?
Does anybody
What
want
is
to do the emergency
It's
management
the
assistant
Board of
director?
Appeals.
I'd be willing to
What do
do
they
that
do?
if anybody else doesn't want to.
I was gonna say, if
Basically,
you
if
didn't, I
there's an
wouldn't, so.
issue,
Well, I
with the planning
don't-
board
Well, I-
decision,
Oh, it-
I would,
That's all
I
right.
would the planning board with my
Well,
project
Nancy
and
would take
tonight.
two of them.
They're talking
Well,
about having two
See, what I'm saying, we should have
Nancy
two.
Bagley and Peter Boyce.
Yes,
Well,
because we
At
might
the
have.
workshop, they
How often do they
thought
meet?
they should have two.
Yeah.
Betty said the last 10
So
years,
who else wants to
there
do
hasn't
it?
been any need,
Would
but
you
we're
want
required to have one.
I will do that, I've
No,
done it before.
Heather and
Okay.
Carol will.
Well, no, Dan wants to do it.
Oh, Dan?
Yeah, I'll do that.
You can do it.
So,
Heather and Dan are gonna do emergency management. No one's
and
finished.
Joe said he was gonna take the Board of Appeal.
Oh, good, that's good.
Who did?
Oh, we also had, a few other some spots, I know I talked to John Ennis, said he was interested in maybe taking a position.
Well, we're
I don't know
filling
if
the
you know what
selectmen
we might-
ones right now.
Right, but I'm just saying, and I know that's something that can wait, but
Did
I
we do
know.
Shelton?
No,
Nobody did it. Who, oh, jeez. That's kind of a busy committee.
And we got the Mayor and Transportation alternate Board of Directors.
Now, what does that involve?
Basically,
I thought Fred was gonna do that.
Fred gonna do that?
Fred, no?
That's doing, recycling.
Well, it's all kind of in the family,
Yeah,
isn't
it's
it?
all the same thing, I mean, you're either
Yeah.
recycling or
Yeah.
marrying.
Stay consistent, if you can't decide on the recycling, you can just throw it away with the transfer.
Now, what do they do? You were saying what they do?
Basically, it's, Marion Transportation, they go over, the policies and stuff for Marion Transfer, they go over what the rates are, they go over any issues that they may have. Mike Scrivani's been the, chairman of that board, I think, for the last couple of years.
Is he staying?
Yes, he wants to stay.
We just need an alternate in case he can't make the meetings, which probably would be Slim, since how that he was voted chairman on the Marion Transfer Station Board of Directors.
Okay.
Fred?
Throw it down.
You might want to say this.
We'll get one.
Shellfish, revolving loan, anybody go on that?
Yeah, Dan Wagner.
Okay, revolving loan.
Revolving loan. Budget committee, the board decided to wait on, I think it's a little closer to budget season. Shellfish committee, we're still looking for a selectman.
I have to throw stars, you guys.
How often do they meet?
Carol, you did town improvement?
Yes.
Once a month, and they work around the tides, so it's not a regular meeting, they have to work the tides. So most of
It's
the
just
meetings,
once a
they try to have them around 4 o'clock, sometimes between 4 and 6 in the evening. Once in a while, we've got to meet at lunchtime, and it's usually Monday through Friday, although they did meet on Sunday because of where the tides were one month, that the only time they could meet was on a Sunday afternoon. So they do
Alright.
look at the tides.
I'll do it.
Way to step up, Carol, way to step
Is
up.
that shellfish?
Well, I have pig wrinkles. Is that considered a shellfish?
Yeah.
Did we appoint Dan or Heather as municipal facilities? You?
I'm the asterisk.
So
Yeah,
do
we decided it's the asterisk and I'm the, you know,
Dot.
right. Well, thank you, yeah, I like that better.
Excellent. Well,
And
I
that's
think we're
it,
good, right?
besides,
who would like to make a motion to accept the appointees as written and
I make that a motion.
just discussed? Any seconds?
Second.
Discussion?
So what, just so I'm
Want to go
clear,
through it again?
yeah, if you can just run through it.
Okay, the ones that we appointed were, or volunteered, Heather Lee and Dan for Emergency Management Assistant Director, Brett Pierce for alternate Board of Director, Marion Transfer Station, Joanne Case for Harbor Board.
Joe Castaldo for Board of Appeals.
Oh, sorry.
Skip something.
So you're sitting there going, I knew I shouldn't have come to this meeting.
Yeah. Shellfish Committee, Carol Dennison, revolving loan, Peter Case, Dan Wagner, Betty Case, sorry, Betty Case.
Oh,
Sorry,
okay,
Betty.
put Betty on. That is revolving loan,
CDBG Town Improvement Committee, Carol Dennison. Dan Wagner will be on the Municipal Facilities
Well, that's
Committee.
Heather.
But Heather Lee will be the
Heather is
selectman rep.
officially
And who is the official selectman having to be there?
Me.
Oh, okay. That was you. Recycling Committee, Fred Pierce. That's it. Now, do we have a motion to accept the appointees as discussed?
I made that a motion.
the.
Second?
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Yeah, Heather seconded that, you have to vote.
Dan, are you voting?
I'm voting now, yes.
Okay. Okay.
Before we leave tonight, all these appointment papers need to be signed,
Well,
and I will also.
That can't be done post-stamp?
No. Unfortunately, this is one of the things that requires a signature, and even if you had a stamp, you can't use it.
All
So,
right, do you
these
want
are
that done
already-
now, or do you want to?
No, we'll do them after the
Okay.
meeting, and then I'll also swear you into the committees that you've been appointed to, so I don't have to come back to see you later.
Do we have a letter that, expressing our appreciation for the outgoing selectmen to?
Okay, what I have is, we had two members on the RLF committee, Bo Layton and Maureen Glidden. Both of these individuals have made a huge contribution to the RLF. It's been an honor to work with both of them for the last 4 years. They are really dedicated to the community, not just the revolving loan. And I have a certificate of appreciation presented to Maureen Glidden of Lubec in recognition of exceptional dedication and service to the revolving loan committee. Maureen, your years of service to this committee have been much appreciated. On behalf of this committee, please accept this certificate of our gratitude. And this will be signed by the committee, by the RLF. I just want to announce it tonight. We also have one for Bo Layton, to be signed by the RLF committee. Now, we also have a certificate of appreciation for the selectmen. This one here is to Sarah McConnell in recognition of your years of service to the town of Lubec as selectmen, town improvement CBG committee, Washington County Budget Committee, and many other various committees. By filling these roles with ambition and hometown pride, you set a good example for the future young leaders in our community. Please accept this certificate of appreciation on behalf of the town of Lubec. For the selectmen.
This is our sign.
Well, we'll need a motion.
Oh, I need a motion.
I'll read them off and then you
Okay.
make a motion. Certificate of appreciation presented to Michael Scrivani in recognition of your years of service to the town of Lubec. Not only serving as selectman, but also your role on the Shellfish Committee, Municipal Facilities Committee, Marine Transfer Board of Directors, and other various committees. We value your leadership, opinions, and wisdom. We look forward to working with you in the future. Please accept this certificate on behalf of the town of Lubec. James Jones, in recognition of your years of service to the town of Lubec as selectman, your humor and down-to-earth style of leadership is recognized by the people you serve, enabling a deeper communication with the community. Please accept the certificate of appreciation on behalf of the town of Lubec.
Very nice.
And Maureen Glidden, in recognition of your many years of service to the town of Lubec, not only serving in capacity as selectman, but also as your role as town administrator, RLF board member, and other various committees. Your experience, wisdom, knowledge, and caring attitude throughout the years will always be remembered. You've been a true leader. Thank you.
Very nice.
I make a motion, we have a motion to accept the certificate as written.
I'll make that a motion.
Second. Discussion. All in favor?
And thank you for making those up, they're very nice.
Really nice. Every night, no, something.
Hope I get one someday.
Yeah. You give me a cane when I get done.
Boston came?
Yeah, no.
We already have one already.
No,
Don't be changing any copies of these things.
been here that long.
my other committee, I'm in charge of that too. Great, great.
Well, let's say only lieutenant people are in the right mind.
That is
Can't do
that
right
is
mind.
correct.
John, you're over here.
That
What's
is
this
correct.
last
Thank
one?
you.
What my brother says too, but we don't.
We didn't say anything like that.
No, I think it's reading out these committees and stuff that we have going on, I mean, we've got a lot of things going on. And if people wanna be part of it, you know, I encourage them. Next item is an announcement that the next selectmen's meeting will be changed to Wednesday, August 27th, at 6 p.m. And that will be the next meeting. We received word, there will be a Maine municipal training August 28th in Machias at the Sunrise County Economic Council building, which is in the Career Center. This is for elected officials. It's a live video conference, and what it does is it helps define the role of the elected officials in the community. The selectmen have been signed up to attend it. I hope you can all make it. It's 4 to 8:30 p.m.
Is this beneficial for the, budget committee members? Well, no. Is there something that the budget committee members could attend?
I have workshops later on.
Budget workshop.
The last item that we have is an announcement that the auditors will be at the Lubec Town Office on August 26th, 2014. We have Doug Hollingsworth. Typically, they will come in, they will spend a day with us, they will do interviews, staff and personnel. They'll go over procedures, they will pick through our records and make sure that everything that we have is what we say. Last year I had a conversation with Doug Hollingsworth, and he informed me that his team looks forward to coming to Lubec because of the records that we have are in good condition. They're quite accurate. They spend very little time going over stuff, and when they make a determination, they're quite confident with it. So, to me, an audit is really just going over our efforts of the last year. We are public money from the taxpayers, and it is a trust that the taxpayers have in us. So I think that if we have a good audit, that shows the public that we are doing the best we can and everything is as it should be.
Do you have any committee updates?
Now, everybody knows what committee you're on?
That would be the update.
In respect of the committees, I mean, I know we have, I mean, are they specific numbers, these committees, or can we have, I mean, one of the things I'd like to see is to try to get more townspeople involved. So are there numbers, or?
Shellfish Committee is 5. The Planning Board is 5 members and 2 associate members.
Harbor Board is 5.
Harbor Board is 5.
RLF is 5 plus the administrator.
But anybody can come and give the input, it's just like an open meeting.
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm
These are
just
all
saying,
public meetings.
okay.
Shellfish is 5, but we could have 50 of them out here, and we've
Right.
had 50
Yeah.
out here. So they're always welcome, they're always open to the public anytime they want.
But if you
want
want to be an
come.
actual committee member, you have to come in and get signed up.
If you're really interested, if you come to the meeting, and you really want to be a part of it,
You just have
that
to
committee
be sworn
should, whoever the representative is, bring that to the board or bring it to me beforehand so I can get the appointment papers ready, so that they're ready and then you can appoint them at any time throughout the year.
Betty,
Mhm.
why don't we just have one person on the planning board and 2 alternate associates? We don't have
It's 5 members,
but
but it's a term for 3 years.
Oh, okay,
Okay, so this
so
is
they've
the
already
only
been
one that,
appointed.
yes. So this is one that, it used
That's
to be,
staggering.
right, it used to be a 5-year term. We had a hard job trying to get people to stay on for 5 years, so we reduced it to 3 years, so we've been trying to stagger them because we had that 5-year. Muriel and Ness has been 1 year for several years until we could get around to the place where we can get them so they're staggered, so they don't all come due at the same time. So that's what we've been trying to do with this committee. And the associates are always 1 year. And the associate is, if they don't, it's important that you have, a full board there, and if something comes up that you don't, an associate member can come up and have
Establish the
voting power.
quorum.
Right,
Mhm.
to have, so it's important that they go to every meeting as well.
On the Municipal Facilities Committee, Jan Murchison from Sewell was in Lubec. She had a chance to walk the lot. She called me today. I am hoping to get something from her as to what they found, the site, the layout of the proposed project, to try to get some more information. So I'm hoping to have something for tomorrow. And when I get it, I'll share it.
Did you, one of those I know during that walkthrough was to discuss with, was it the CDBG fund, if there'd be an issue with any
Yes.
culvert?
We had a conversation, there was some wetland alongside the road, there's a small place, and we felt we could mitigate it with a culvert. One of the concerns that Jan had is whether or not CDBG would have any issues with us doing anything in a wetland. In conversation with the Office of Community Development, if we satisfied the DUP, they were satisfied. So, issues with the culvert.
So that would allow us to, where we were
Yes.
looking for it, should be.
And that,
Yeah, one of the objective was the piece of property, and where we were looking to put the two buildings because of the wetlands and the, not the runoff.
but the soil
Airport.
test came back fine, right?
No, the airport, yeah, but she was looking at going, the driveway, that they're kind of coming back
Okay.
and then up to the road, which would have lengthened
Mm-hmm.
the driveway, so to speak. So by being able to culvert, we can actually come up, it's only probably about 20 feet past that wire. So that keeps it close, and obviously every foot counts.
Yep.
Right, and that's one of the things that I keep pressing to Jane on is, we really gotta look at costs with every decision that we make.
That's right.
I mean, she had some good ideas, maybe moving it to a different, location, bring the driveway up and around. That's fine, but I mean, you gotta put a water pipe in that driveway.
Mhm.
And the further you go, the more that cost is gonna be. So Dan and I, we were looking at a straight shot, shortest possible distance.
That's right, yeah.
And then she had the concern with the wetland, and there doesn't seem to be an issue. So all we have to do is satisfy the DEP and their requirements.
That's already been done, right?
Development will be
Yeah.
fine.
When would be the time frame on presenting it to the public to vote on acceptance of the project?
I'm hoping this fall. But I mean, there's gonna be a lot of work that has to be done. Initially, I was hoping to start construction this fall. One of the things that Jan pointed out is, if we wait until springtime, we might get better bids.
Mhm.
So I'm anxious to see what she's got. I want to see what some of her proposed timetables are. The bottom line is cost is going to be an important factor. If we can do it this fall, I'd love to do it. If we can save some money and do it in the spring, that may be the way to go.
But we can vote on the
we
project first,
can
correct?
vote on the
And
project.
then do it in the spring.
Yes. Yes, but when we go out to bid, we're gonna have to say what our timeframe's gonna be, because that's what the contractor will be bidding on. Now, once we get that number, and then we put a financing package with it, we'll have a hard number that we can propose to the town, it's gonna cost this much. And then we can, work to get their approval. But like I told Jan, I said, she had a lot of good ideas and stuff that we could add to the project, but it's gonna be, cost is gonna be a big thing.
Right, we certainly made it abundantly clear that it could be, 68 cents and the town says no, 67 cents and the town says yes. So we really got to, you know, like John said, she kept wandering this way, and we kept kind of going, yeah, but if you look over here, closer to the road, closer to the road. And then the FAA is not,
We are still
We're
working on it.
still waiting on
I called and ended up getting somebody out of Alaska who was looking at it. He said he didn't see any issues, but he had multiple agencies that they had to check on, including Homeland Security. He told me that if I don't hear anything back by the 25th, to give him a call, and he'll give me an update as to where it is.
How close is the end of the airport to that area?
Right now, our estimates are less than 1,000 feet. So
Really that close?
there is a runway protection zone
Yeah.
that goes out for 5,000 feet.
Yeah,
In the work that I've done, we are below the tree line
yeah.
on both buildings. So we're offering no additional obstruction.
You could put up a red light, red flashing light. I'm kidding,
Right.
I'm kidding. I don't think we'll ever be high enough to.
I don't think so either. You know, the biggest concern I have is just to make sure we're not on that straight deadline
Right.
approach. But there's no way a plane
I
can
didn't realize
short
it
the
was that
runway and
close,
hurt somebody,
okay.
especially one of our employees.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping to hear back with Jan Scott what she's proposing. They also did the septic plan. That was one of the last items that I need for my environmental review. Most of that's ready to go down to Office of Community Development. And the Phase 2 paperwork, the only thing I'm waiting is clearance from the Council of Governments. And I expect to get that early next week from Judy East. So, we're moving forward.
That's good.
Any other business?
and it was 6
That's all I get from Chinese.
Committees, I got all kinds of them. Shellfish Committee, the next meeting is August
Here we go.
18th at 4 p.m. Harbor Board,
Yep,
the next meeting is August 20th, 7 p.m.
that's Wednesdays, right?
Yes.
CDBG 10 improvement, they're not meeting right now, so we're gonna look and find out what we need to look at for this coming year. Marion Transfer Station, their next meeting will be September 9th at 6 p.m. in Pembroke at the new town office. The Washington County Emergency Medical Services, when's the next meeting, John?
September, the third week in September, whenever that is, Thursday. Talked to Crystal today.
Did you?
Yeah,
Third week in September?
third week in September on a Thursday. No, Tuesday,
Yeah.
Tuesday. Third Tuesday in September, 4:30 in Medibus.
Okay, County Commission Budget Committee Representative, John went today, Sarah has
Sarah
resigned from that committee,
resigned.
so
I got nominated and voted on the budget committee.
there's a replacement for Sarah.
I talked about heavily expressed an interest. And Chris Gardner basically said, you're here, you're voted, you're stuck.
So we're doing the budget committee for
Yeah.
what? I'm sorry, I missed it. For
County.
county.
But I would encourage Heather if she has an interest next year. And she's more than welcome to go over with me if she wants to see the process when it's done. So, it's the first time I've ever done it. So I think it'd be good to see how things are done from a county perspective.
And Municipal Facilities Committee, I know they haven't set the meeting yet because we were trying to get all this data together, so we will be setting a meeting in the near future. Revolving Loan Committee, they had their meeting today, this morning with the old group. So we'll let you know when the next one is, okay? Recycling Committee, they had a meeting on Monday, but Renee was sleeping, and Kenny couldn't make it. And last I knew, nobody showed up, so I'm not sure where they stand with that, so I'll have to get back to the people on the recycling committee. For the office, tax collector, Randy Campbell, just to let you know, sewer accounts, those that were billed December 5th, 2013, they're coming up for sewer lien notices. They'll be sent out tomorrow. And any of those that still are not paid will have a lien placed on their property on September 26th.
Could you repeat that then? Could you repeat that? Dates?
Tomorrow, they're sending out the lien notices, and if they're still not paid, for the bill, those that were billed on December 5th, 2013, they'll have a lien placed on their property. And that's the beginning of the lien process that you have to go through. Real estate.
Do we get interest on, when they come in and pay that, does it
Interest
calculate
starts 30 days after the,
7%?
Or was that one with 5 and the other one?
Yeah, it might be, one was
Sewer-
5 and one was
sewer
7.
Is it
Yeah,
different than
that's a different one.
property taxes?
I don't wanna say what it is right off the top of my head.
I think it's
Okay.
5.
No, it's one that, the sewer.
One's 5, one's 7, isn't it?
Yeah, that's real estate.
That was property.
This one was sewer. Real estate tax accounts for those that was billed September 12th, 2013. The real estate lien notices will be sent out next month. And those that have not paid their 13, 14 real estate taxes will have a lien placed on their property 30 days from the time that notice is sent out. For me, I'd like to thank everybody that helped with the annual town election, the ballot clerks, Mark Olson, Wendy Clover, Renee Gray, Don Miller, and Warden Sherry Pike. They all did a great job. Some of them was at the last minute, the day before, they had somebody that couldn't make it, and another one had a doctor's appointment, so we were scrambling at the last minute trying to make sure that everything was covered and get the training that they needed, that is required. Also would like to thank Mark Olson. He was a ballot clerk, but he also donated his time as being a ballot clerk. And also to the ballot clerks at the end of the day, this is the first time that we've been able to have the election results at the business meeting to let people know. In the past, we've had to come back the next day to count the ballots. Tabulating machine makes a great difference. But they worked hard to get all the totals and balance it out so that we could have those. We had 15 minutes to print the totals, get the reports out, dismantle this place, and get my car loaded up to get down to the school, and we did it.
Do we rent that machine?
But no, it was paid for by the state, and they maintain it. We just have to make sure that it is locked up and kept in good order. And even the box that comes in, if we lose that, it's a $200 fine for it. Also I'd like to thank people that helped with the annual town business meeting, town ballot clerks, Ann Seavey and Debbie Holmes, and also Harold Bailey, all did a great job. And I can't thank enough the town employees for helping out for everything that I'm doing, getting this ready. These people all take this seriously and they're well prepared to make sure that these are run properly. And also for the public works crew for making sure the school was set up and dismantled the next day and cleaning up. That's not done by the school, that's all done by our own people. That's all I have.
Motion to adjourn?
Public comment?
Public comment. Oh, public comment. Do you have any comments from the public? Wait a minute.
Did we wake you, Joe?
Keep it down back there.
Well, do we sign those within the meeting or after the meeting is adjourned?
After the meeting?
We have a motion to adjourn the meeting?
I make a motion we adjourn, and thank you all for coming on this board with me.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
I'd like to thank the selectmen for
We haven't had
running.
that discussion.
I'd like to thank the selectmen for running and, for all the candidates. Because really, this process doesn't work unless people get on.
Any other discussion?
Now that you've adjourned, the paper would like to have a photograph of the unified board.
Can we vote?
We take this up.
All in favor?
I didn't rush.
I'm sorry, I jumped the gun.
Okay.
Yes.
I'd like to take this opportunity to get one photograph